now tuned into the DFPN, the Dat Villain Podcast Network. Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the No Gimmicks Podcast here on the DFPN. Tonight we are streaming on Twitch, we are streaming on Facebook, we are streaming on YouTube Live. We are fresh off the heels of an AEW Dynamite that was, for the most part, a good show. We're going to rehash some of that tonight. We also have a little bit of the Batman sequel talk, and we're going to cover Randy Orton's 20-year anniversary. But for now, let's jump into our sponsors. Shout out to the Plugs Earbuds. Go to www.gettheplugs.com. Enter code DFPN10 for a 10% discount. Also, shout out to Fiverr, whatever service you need. They got a freelancer over there that will do it for you. Shout out to the Bandcamp. We got a lot of new music out there on the Bandcamp, so go to datfillin.bandcamp.com. Subscribe for as little as $3. You get the whole library, the whole shebang. We also have merch. We are dropping yet another line of the No Gimmicks merch, so go to teespring.com, search DatFillin Podcast. Go get the merch. Fun fact, if you rock some No Gimmick gear and you post that into the No Gimmicks group, there may be some shit in store for you. So go cop that gear and show it off. Now, welcome to the show. Shout out to Jeff Fountain. Welcome to the show, everybody. We got my co-host here, fabulous, the fabulous one, Frankie D, as always, rocking the classic gear from the best faction on God's green earth, the New World Order, because when you're NWO, you're NWO for life. What's up, man?
I'm doing great. It's copacetic. It's Wednesday night. You know what that means.
Yes. So, what were your thoughts on Dynamite tonight?
Oh, I thought Dynamite sucked.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm going to be straight up, 100%, because that's what we do on this podcast.
That's what we do.
I was watching, while the show was on in the background, I was watching the Batman.
Were you really?
Yeah. This show had its moments. It was something that I would go back to and be like, oh, damn, look at that. But there was nothing here that could hold me. This is 2 weeks in a row where Dynamite has
they failed to capture your attention.
Exactly. They've done that. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if it's the way the show is formatted, but something's wrong. There was nothing that could beat. There was nothing on that show that was going to beat the FTR match. Nothing.
You are right. That was the match of the night. Yeah. And you know what? AEW is getting to this point. And I told you before we went on there, I had a theory about AEW shows, right?
Right.
I think they get to a point to where they have to start strong. And I think it affects the rest of the show. Here's why. Because, and this is only from my experience at an AEW show, right? You go in, you have a dark. If the dark is good, I think that impacts the rest of the show. Because if you have a great dark and dark elevation episodes, if you have those, the crowd's on fucking fire. So by the time you get to Dynamite, You have this killer lineup, right? The beginning of the show is always going to start off hot and then it trails, right? And once you get to the 9 o'clock hour on the Eastern, 8 o'clock on Central, once you get to that second hour, it's like a collective deflating, right? And you have to find a way to get that shit back. This is exactly what's been happening for the last 2 years. Because I'm sorry, the last 2 weeks. This is what's been happening, right? You start off on fire, you give the crowd what they want, they're into it, and then you slack off. So me and you both noticed tonight, like around the Jericho segment, right after that segment, the crowd was out of it. And then you go back into Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb. They tried to get them back. That match was actually a good match. The crowd just wasn't into that shit because at this point, you've had screaming going on, you've had holy shits going on by this point, right? And people don't notice this because Dark and Dark Elevation are sold separately. They're on YouTube, right? But by this point, the crowd has had so much of this shit that, quite frankly, they're tired. So it needs to be a collective going up every show. Or if for some reason, and I think this is a problem with the WWE too, right? You get to a point to where your show needs to go up and stay there, where the crowd is just up, 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 up the whole night. That way, on TV, it translates. Live, it's absolutely awesome the whole night because you're having fun. But on TV, it doesn't necessarily translate that well because at times you have these dry spots, and I'm noticing it too on AEW. Like you have these dry spots, and it sucks because they're live, everybody's having fun, but on TV, it's like I'm not. This is not what I'm here for. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird.
I remember back in the day, WCW when they had Nitro, they would do something, and people, people talk shit today, like, oh, why did you do that? It made no sense to do that. It made perfect sense to do it. So when hour number 2 of Nitro was about to start, the music would hit, even if there was a match going on in the ring. The music would hit, and the pyrotechnics would be going off in the arena. It would be the stage would be going, and then the lights. The lights. It's to wake the audience up. It's pretty much what it is. So to wake them up. So if AEW were to do something similar to that, where it's the second hour of Dynamite, top of the hour, and then boom, 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 pyro and ballyhoo going off. Okay. Right. You can wake those people up. And I also think the way that they're structuring their shows and formatting them are wrong. You need to start one of these Dynamites off one of these weeks instead of going right into a match. Start off with a promo segment first. And then
you know what? I know they don't want to do that. I know they don't want to do that because that's what WWE does. I know they don't want to do that. But they have to. You have to give like a cold open. Like just something to break from the norm. You need something different.
Storyline continuity going on, and I think that Jericho segment could have been the first segment of the night.
It could have been
because you've been there and I've been there.
Right.
We've just sat through Dark and Dark Elevation, so damn, all these great matches that we've just seen. It'd be good to have a promo for me to catch my breath. Sit down and watch the promo go on in the ring and then get ready for the match. Also, they should have dragged the FTR match out a little bit longer.
Yeah, I agree.
That should have went up on the top of the second hour. That's how you do that. You have to get the fans and keep them invested throughout the show. You don't start the show off with something that's great like that. You start the show off with maybe a promo, and then throughout the show you build. You have to keep building till you get to your main event.
I don't mind if they do that every now and then, but they get into a habit of where I'm like, this is a fucking main event. Like, why is this first? This is the main event right here. This is what you promoted for the show. Put this shit on last. And in other cases, I could say, okay, I can live with that. But don't give me two members of FTR wrestling each other for the first time ever as the first match. Don't give me that first. Make me wait for that.
Nobody can follow it.
Yeah, make me wait.
Yeah,
I want to wait for that. Like,
right.
This is why I'm here.
It was done. It was after that, and after the CM Punk announcement for the World Championship, it's like everything else after the Blackpool Combat Club, it went down after that.
It was down.
It went down. I don't know what it was. It picked back up for the main event because everybody was in the Scorpio Sky.
Mm-hmm.
And Sammy Guevara, everybody hated his guts. It's crazy the way how things go.
Yeah,
Sammy's gonna be a boss heel when the time is right. Because right now he's a tweener at this point. He hasn't turned yet. But once he does, it's gonna be something special. Boss, exactly.
Yeah. It's gonna be boss moves.
I'm waiting for that to happen. I like the continuation of Wardlow, and I like the tease tonight from MJF about next week whose opponent going to be, and you can't teach that, or we already know who it is. So,
what if it's Cass?
That's who it is.
It is Cass.
Yeah, he said, "I got somebody that's smarter than you, and I got somebody that's taller than you, and you can't teach that." So, that's who he was alluding to.
I like it.
Isn't he going by W. Morrissey or something right now? In Impact Wrestling? So
yeah, I think so.
That's who's going to be Wardlow's opponent next week on Dynamite.
I like it. I'm not even going to front. I like it. Plus, it'll be nice to see Cass. I know he did a lot of work with his mental health and shit, so
right.
it'll be nice to see him on network television. You know what I mean? Right. I would appreciate that. So
yeah, definitely.
I would agree with that. Now let's talk about this fucking Wardlow match, bro. Let's talk about this shit because Wardlow shocked the shit out of me tonight. In all fairness, he shocked the shit out of me tonight. Wardlow, I didn't know he could move like that. Mind you, I didn't catch him before AEW. I didn't know who the fuck he was, but homie's got some moves, man. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
I was definitely. Like, holy shit!
And for him to be able to get up a guy, I mean, shit. We just saw last week he was able to get up the Butcher.
Yeah,
with those power bombs. For him to get up a guy the size of Lance Archer with that symphony, that is impressive as hell.
It is,
but I think that this story is kind of growing tired now. The story of him losing his music and all this other shit. I mean, it's kind of like I'm kind of tired of that, honestly. I mean, come on, you mean Tony Khan runs the show? Everybody knows that. Yeah. So you have a contract for him that supersedes any contract that AEW has. Doesn't make any sense. So I'm just like, give the dude his music, put his presentation back the way it's supposed to be, and let him go out there and do his thing. His pop tonight when he came out wasn't even as loud as it was.
No, and it's not.
Everything was flat, and I'm not sure. I mean, this is not the first time that they've been in the Philadelphia market.
No, it's not. But
exactly, MJF, exactly. He just brought up a good point there. MJF did the same story with Jericho. It's the same thing. Bringing all these different cats in, and you got to beat this person and beat that person to get to me. I'm kind of tired of it at this point. I think that they should be building towards, finally, Wardlow versus MJF at Double or Nothing with a contract on the line. That's what they got to be building towards.
You got roughly a month before that happens.
Well, it's time to start building, bro.
Yeah. You got roughly a month before it happens, so you better get moving. Yeah. But main event. Do you think Sammy Guevara is legit hurt? Because
Oh, you
that
can tell
that shit looked bad.
Yeah,
It looked
you watched
bad.
over. If you were watching the picture in picture, there was something wrong there because you had both referees in there. They were talking to him. They were Sammy wasn't right after that spot he pulled there. And I saw the way he came down. He didn't even touch. He barely connected with Sky, and you can tell they were him and Sky. They were talking on the ground there, and it's just you cannot keep taking these risks like this is a weekly episodic television show. So you should not be taking risks like this every single week. You save that shit for your pay-per-views. You save that match right here tonight could have easily been one of the matches for Double or Nothing.
It could have been.
They could have saved that. You know what I'm saying?
It could have been.
You right now you're building towards Double or Nothing and you're building towards Forbidden Door, but then you also have the Owen Hart Memorial Tournament matches going on as well. Yeah. Your whole shows should be built around the Memorial Tournament and the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. That's how you should be doing this. This is all, but they have these other things they're doing to have to intertwine. See, Tony has a lot on his plate because not only is he having to do this for Dynamite, you got to book Rampage.
Then
I got to go talk to Warner Brothers about I want to get an ROH TV deal going on. Yeah, he's got a lot of shit on.
And you're working with AAA. You got Forbidden Door coming.
You got all these different things. It's time for you to expand your team. And I keep saying, Frank D is here for you if you would like some help. I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm here for you.
Out.
You need some help. You need some help. The No Gimmicks podcast, we've been providing fucking storylines.
We've given you gold.
We've given you gold here.
We're giving you gold.
If you want to get to TNA level, you listen to us. That's the way it goes.
You need to get the gold. But Jeff Fountain brings up a good point. He needs writers. And I don't necessarily think he needs writers. He needs to listen to the guys that he has. Because in this company, you have Dean Malenko, William Regal, who else? One of the writers, one of the creative dudes that just left WWE went right to AEW. You have all these guys in your corner, right? You have a slew of producers in your corner. Billy Gunn actually used to be a producer for WWE. You need to take some of these guys' advice on what to do, or put them in significant roles on these other shows and have them run it.
See, that's what Bischoff did.
Yeah,
in WCW.
Yeah,
Bischoff had a career. Bischoff knew that he wasn't smart enough to be doing this shit, so he had people helping him do it. You had the Kevin Sullivan's there, and at one point you had Kevin Nash in there. He had a whole bunch of people. You know?
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily know. I mean, yeah, he needs writers, but I'm not necessarily know if writers is gonna fix the situation.
I don't think you need to fix it. I think you just need to tweak a little bit of storytelling into what you already have. And you have a great product. Your roster's loaded. Just give me a good tweaking of storylines. Give me a storyline for everybody you're going to feature, right? Who are you building this company around? Is it Hangman Adam Page? Because at this point, that question is unanswered. Because Hangman Adam Page is your champion, but shit, you have Undisputed Elite out here looking healthy. Like the shit should be built around them, right? So who is your guy that you are wanting to build this company on? Or is it your four pillars? If it's your four pillars, then put them in significant storylines and build on that. You don't have to build on it right now, but make plans to build on that shit, because I don't see that happening. Right? You have factions galore. All right, give me a trios title. You got the Gun Club, the Blackpool Combat Club. Undisputed Elite can break off in threes whenever the fuck they feel like. Give me something of worth with what you have on your roster.
They're treading water right now as it relates to Undisputed Elite. They're just waiting for Kenny Omega to come back to really get that going where they need to go.
Yeah, I know that, but the assumption is, thank you, Jeff. House of Black's in there. You just got Death Triangle back. I mean, the trios division could be good.
Thank you for bringing that up. What a garbage segment that was.
I didn't want to talk about it because I love that.
What a garbage segment that was. I'm a House of Black fan, but what a shit segment that was. That was horrible.
I don't want to talk about it because I love both of them. I love both of them, and I was less than thrilled.
Penta came out there. Penta came out, and no one gave a shit.
Well, you knew Ray. Well, when Penta came out, Ray Phoenix started taking the shit off because I knew it was Ray Phoenix in the ring. I don't know about anybody else. I was like, oh, that's fucking Ray Phoenix. Yeah, and I was like, oh, I'm happy he's back, but this was not done well.
Nothing. This was not done well. I'm telling you, after Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, FTR had their match, and after Blackpool Combat Club came out there and did their shit, the show went downhill.
I agree.
The momentum was gone. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't get it. I've seen this happen. I would see this happen on Raw, where a show would be really good, and then you get through a lot of bullshit to get to the main
meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
And I would dare say, I might get some heat for this one, but I might dare say, who needs to come in there and maybe help them out a little bit creatively, bro. You know what I'm talking about, bro?
Who the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking Vince Russo, bro. The king of the Attitude Era, bro.
I wouldn't be opposed to that, honestly.
He had Impact at 1.4 million viewers a week, bro.
But here's the thing, though.
Main Event Mafia.
Here's the thing.
Entertainment Extreme. The X Division. Okay? The Ministry of Darkness. The Corporation.
Right. Here's the thing, though.
Judy Bagwell on a pole.
Here's the thing, right? Everywhere that man has gone, if things have gone sour, he's been made to be a scapegoat. I don't want that for Vince Russo. Not again. Because I think the criticism he's gotten, I don't think a lot of it is merited, especially after watching Evil. I don't think a lot of the criticism that he's garnered is deserved. And if AEW doesn't do well when he comes in there, after he comes in there, if they don't do well, I think he'd be made to be the scapegoat. I don't want that for him. The man has suffered enough. That's just.
Well, I'm gonna tell you honestly. Vince knows how to tell a story his own way. He knows how to tell a story his own way that was enjoyable. Okay, yeah. That's the only reason why I would say bring him in there. And I mean, because what they're doing right now is just it's not working.
I get that.
Just like WWE. Let me ask you a question, bro. What is a theory? You dropped Homeboys. You dropped Homeboys because his real name. His real name is Austin, but you drop his name, his first name, just to call him Theory. I didn't like the name Austin Theory. I don't like that. I think that's a stupid name. But you made him. Yeah. You made it even sound even more corny by just calling him Theory.
Well, WWE's doing that because they don't want people using that full shit. In his case, I think it's dumb. But like in cases such as Tommaso Ciampa, who just went through this shit, is now being called Ciampa. Don't like it, but Vince don't like people using their real names. They will not be going back to that shit for the foreseeable future.
Vince feels that way right now this month.
Yeah.
You know, eventually they're going to fall back on everything they're going against right now. They'll fall back on it later.
Yeah, they will. He reserves the right to change his mind, but for now, he's the man in charge. He don't like it. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but other than that, dude, I thought this was not a good Dynamite at all. This was trash. I was so interested in the show. Like I said, I was watching the Batman.
I could see your point. To me, I would never like to call a show trash. If I have to call it trash, I won't watch it.
That's you.
In this case,
there was plenty of episodes of Nitro back in the day that were trash,
and I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I still watched it. I watched every episode of WCW until they went off the fucking air.
They lost
Thunder included.
They lost me. I damn sure quit watching Thunder. But they lost me. If I have to call it trash, that means I'm not enjoying it, and I don't need to watch it. Now, I did myself a favor and watched Raw the other Monday. Raw was actually a decent show Monday. Yeah. There may be changes coming, but Raw was actually decent. Tonight, decent. I'm gonna give it decent because there was good parts of the show. There were bad parts of the show. There were ugly parts of the show. There's good, bad, ugly.
Well, which parts were the ones that... Because, see, for me personally, there were parts of the show that were kind of making me fall asleep to the point where I had to go make some coffee. That's how bad it was.
The Jericho segment?
The Jericho segment sucked.
Fell flat.
Daniel Garcia does not need to be on the mic. Terrible shit. Horrible shit. I would have loved to have seen him. Honestly, and I've said this before. I would have loved to have seen him in the Blackpool Combat Club. That's where I think he belongs. He does not belong in this Jericho Appreciation Sports Entertainment Society deal. He doesn't belong in that. As Jericho Appreciation Society, to me, honestly, is nothing more than a rip off of Vince Russo's Sports Entertainment Extreme back in the day in WATNA.
It is.
Same shit.
It is. Now, and Jericho said he got the idea by listening to the fans, and he knew they hated that word, so that's what it's called. Okay. But that segment, not good. I think anything after, because Wardlow versus Lance Archer, I thought was a great match. And I thought, just for me personally, I thought Lance Archer did a real service to Wardlow by taking those bumps, giving what he got, and ultimately getting Wardlow over. I thought he did an excellent job with that. What else? Serena Deeb, Sheeta, decent match. Crowd just wasn't into it.
They're tired of seeing it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
How many times are you gonna see it? And it's like supposedly it's this blood feud that's been going on. I don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It means nothing at the end of the day.
It doesn't mean anything. But let me ask you a question right quick. Let me ask you a question. Yeah. You went to the Ring of Honor show that ROH Tony Khan produced. So my question is, where is Brian Cage's faction?
I have no idea. And I don't know if they're saving that for Ring of Honor. I don't know. That's a great question. Because TBE is what he calls it. Tully Blanchard Enterprises.
Right.
So they debuted on the ROH show.
Right.
And I don't know. I think it may only be ROH. They may be saving that for ROH. If ROH comes out with the show. We don't know this yet. So I can't honestly answer that question.
Well, it's funny you bring it up because it was said yesterday, I believe it was, the article was in Variety about Warner Brothers Discovery halting all scripted television shows at TNT and TBS. And where does AEW fall into that? And I was having a conversation. I think it was with Jeff on in the Facebook group about this, and he thinks AEW is safe. I kind of think that they're safe, but they're gonna have to tone it down a little bit. I think that they're not going to get the thing about it is that people when you hear mergers that happen, people always harken back to AOL, Time Warner, WCW.
Time Warner, yep.
People don't talk about the merger that preceded that one, which was the merger between Turner and Time Warner. When Time Warner came in, they bought Turner. They bought all the Turner networks. That was around, I believe, 95 or something like that. When happened, or 98, somewhere around there, when Time Warner merged with Turner, and that's when Bischoff was like, shit started changing. He says all the people that were at his level that were kind of entrepreneurs went on trying to be their corporate counterparts. So we fast forward now with AEW, and I think that if the people are satisfied with AEW programming the way it is, they'll keep it the way it is. But at the end of the day, Turner is about ad sales. How many ad sales they get with this show? What's this show attracting? That's the reason why the WWE cleaned up its act the way it has. And that's why they're the number one brand in sports entertainment. They're very successful in what they do because they're going to present those ad sales. They got Tony has to change. He's catering to the hardcores, but you need to be catering to the casuals that are not watching wrestling. The alienated WCW fan that's out there, the alienated TNA fan that's out there, you need to be grabbing them by the balls and bringing them over to watch your show. It's good to have a variety of everything. You can have a little bit of the Attitude Era in there, but you can also have a little bit of the Ruthless Aggression in there. You can also have a little bit of the TNA in there as well. You can have one big variety show instead of just going for the hardcores. You got to go to the masses. That's why Vince McMahon says ECW on a national basis would never have worked, because you can't have that kind of ultra violent content. Nobody is you won't work. Vince knew that it wasn't never going to work. That's good to watch back on the network. But as far as now, that ultra violent content, bro, that nobody's watching that shit. The world is too sensitive now to watch all that.
You have a point there. You have a real big point there. The only thing I'm worried about in AEW's case is that platform specifically was made as what it is. And if they change, AEW may damn well die.
No, the company doesn't have to die. The company just has to change some things. Like, okay, let's say for instance, let me tell you some of the issues I have with AEW. One of the issues I have.
Right.
One of the issues that I have a really big problem with the overusage of blood. It's okay to have blood in maybe one or two matches as a meaningful match. If you got a steel cage match out there, some kind of hardcore shit going on, that's cool. But for every single TV show, somebody is bleeding, the blood is overdone in AEW. It's overused. So they need to definitely cut back on the blood. They need to cut back on the ultra violent stuff that they do on the TV show. The thumbtacks on a TV show. Thumbtacks on, listen to this, thumbtacks on Dynamite. That's like thumbtacks on Nitro. Thumbtacks on Raw. You save that for your pay-per-views or your premium live events. You save it there. You don't do that shit for free. You save it for the people to buy it. That's what you do. Because at the end of the day, AEW's job is they're trying to sell tickets to their shows. They're trying to sell pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. You don't give the shit away for free. Why, if I'm gonna see a ladder match here on Dynamite for free, why the fuck am I gonna order double or nothing to see another ladder match?
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna do it.
Here's the thing, though. That's what got them to the dance. They're doing what got them to the dance.
Got you to the dance, brother, but it only got you so far because you're hovering under 1 million people. So it's only getting you so far. Your numbers aren't growing. You're not growing. You keep doing all this silly shit and you're not growing. You do something, you do it and make sure it's meaningful, but you're doing it so much that no one cares to watch it. Every time there's an announcement goes on Facebook and people say, "Oh, Tony's making a big announcement," there's a damn laughing face down there because it's a joke.
That they can change.
You know what I'm saying? It's a joke. You need to start. I hate to say it like this. They need to start structuring this company the way the WWE does business. They need to start doing it the WWE way. Because the WWE has the masses.
Here's what I'm telling you. Here's what I'm telling you. Right? What attracts the AEW fans to AEW is shit like that. Because you don't get this on a WWE product. You don't. What they get out of an AEW product, they will not get in a WWE product.
What's attracting is the hardcore. You're attracting the hardcores.
But that's probably what they want. They don't want.
You can't survive on the hardcores. You can't.
Okay.
You cannot. How long did ECW survive on the hardcores? People used to say this bullshit. I used to laugh my ass off back in the day. People used to say, "Oh, when is ECW gonna finally be acknowledged as a number 2 company?" Why the fuck would you say that ECW is a number 2 company over WCW, even when WCW was losing? Why would you ever say something so stupid? ECW never made the amount of money on pay-per-view that World Championship Wrestling made. They never hit the ratings that World Championship Wrestling did. They were a niche product in a niche market. That's what they were. Period.
You're right.
You can say ECW all fucking damn day long. It doesn't really matter. The company was mismanaged. They were kicked off that network because Viacom saw the World Wrestling Federation was a better fit and kicked them right off.
Well, yes, that will happen. But in the process of doing this, now you have to think about losing these hardcore fans that tuned into your product. Do you feel bad about it or not? Do you want to lose your hardcore fans? Because that would be a significant dip. Now, to get these other people invested into your product, I agree, a change must happen. You have to find a way to do it without losing the fans you got.
Funny you say that. So remember when AEW first started?
Yeah.
And they had like one of the biggest rating debuts ever.
Yeah.
Nothing but decline since then. As I say before, people sampled it. Some people liked it and they stayed, and some people didn't like it and they left, and it never came back. That's what I mean by you need to cater to the masses and not to your hardcores. When you're out there doing stuff and we got the New Japan deal, and I think it's great, but that's just you catering to the hardcores because the hardcores are going to give a shit about that. No one at WWE in that audience over there that's down with the Roman bloodline and all that shit. No one gives a shit about New Japan Pro Wrestling. They don't even watch it. They don't watch anything outside of the WWE's bubble. If they do, it's very rarely.
I get that. Also, wrestling fans as a whole are fucking toxic, bro. Absolutely. Some of this shit I can do without. Sit back and enjoy the wrestling sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, be there to criticize it when it needs to be criticized, but fuck, man. Just because it's an AEW product or just because it's a WWE product, like, some people choose not to fuck with it just because it's not a WWE product.
And I think that's really mental, to be honest.
It is. It really is.
There's something really wrong with that. I used to, back in the day, I didn't give a fuck what it was. I was watching WCW and the WWF and ECW.
The fact that I had options back then was fucking amazing because I could watch one When that bitch goes commercial, guess what? There's another fucking channel the same night I could go to and watch this shit.
Right.
Why? All I have to figure out is which one is better, and I'm probably going to be fixated on that one. I'll catch the other one on like a replay or some shit because I don't know about anywhere else, but they used to replay this shit on Saturday morning. So I'll catch whatever one is the shits that night. I'll catch that on the replay, but I'm gonna fucking watch it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't care what it is. Wrestling fans now, it's like, oh, it's not WWE. I'm not fucking watching it because it's not WWE. Like, that shit is toxic, bro.
But they toxic. But they watch the WWE show to criticize the WWE show. Yes. That doesn't make any sense.
It makes no fucking sense whatsoever. It's ridiculous.
And they wonder why WWE insiders feel the way they why they say shit about their fan base.
Well, I would if I work on this product.
One of the other stories I heard about the name change real quick. You know why they said that? Why they dropped the first names? They said they came from the inside that says they don't think their fans are smart enough to remember somebody's first name.
Oh, that's fucked up.
that's what legitimately somebody backstage said that they don't think their fans are smart enough to remember somebody's full name. That's why it's better to just call my first name.
You can't fucking remember Austin Theory, then goddamn, that's fucked up.
Okay. That's what they said.
Tommaso Ciampa, I'll give you that one. Tommaso Ciampa is kind of complicated, but yeah. Goddamn. Chad Gable, you can't remember Chad Gable?
Apparently not.
That's fucked up. But yeah, it's like you watch the shit and you criticize it. If I'm working on this product, I'm mad as fuck, bro, because it shows me that you're not really paying attention, and which is probably what the insider's thinking. Like, they're not fucking paying attention. Just fucking drop his first name, and then uproar. Oh, they guess they care, but they won't in about a week, because after that first match, all you got to do is get past that first match, and no one gives a shit because no one's paying any fucking attention.
Let me put it like this: Vince McMahon said it best on Pat McAfee's show. He doesn't listen to what people say, the negative what people say. He said he stopped caring about that a long time ago. So
yeah,
you can
Vince is a fucking evil genius.
You can bitch and uproar all you want. Doesn't give a fuck. It's not going to change nothing.
It's not. Vince is a fucking evil genius. I figured this out a long time ago, and I knew he wasn't listening to the fans a long time ago, because he said some shit similar to this like a few years back, and he was like, I'm gonna do this shit anyway, and they'll come around to it because it'll make sense.
He says I know what you want better than you do. Yeah,
that's what he said. He's like, I'm going to do this shit anyway because in the end, you're going to fucking like it.
Well, that's what he said.
Yeah.
The man's serving his shit.
Yeah.
And
he knows it.
He told Triple H when Triple H was in trouble, he says, listen, you're going to eat plates and plates and plates of shit and like it.
Yeah.
Until you're done eating shit.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, Vince does not give two fucks, right. But that's the side of his genius, though, right? The fact that he doesn't give a fuck and he's gonna do it knowing that you like it and you're going to fucking like it.
Well, brother, as long as they got that noise machine that they use to pipe in the crowd noise like they do on their television program, of course you're gonna love it, or it's gonna seem like you love it.
Now, I'll give you case in point. WrestleMania, I was like, why the fuck do we have Johnny Knoxville on this show? Right? I was so confused. It's like, why the fuck is Johnny Knoxville fighting Sami Zayn? Sami doesn't need this shit. He doesn't. Right. But the build-up was actually a fucking great build-up. It was fucking great. And like in my brain, I'm like, I'm not supposed to be liking this shit. I'm not. So when the match comes around, I'm actually invested in this match that I could give two fucks about. otherwise. I don't care. But we got Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania, and I actually fucking liked the match. I couldn't believe it. Like I'm in the arena, like I can't believe I fucking like this shit. Like I don't like. I'm mind blown. I'm popping for Wee Man coming out. I'm popping for Wee Man body slamming fucking Sami Zayn, which is it shouldn't be possible, but it fucking happened. I seen it with my own eyes. Like the fucking rat trap didn't fucking work, but I didn't give a fuck in the arena. I'm like, this is fucking crazy to me. It's crazy. And the arena's going crazy, but I guarantee you I wasn't the only one feeling this way.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I didn't watch this, so I don't really care.
I know. I'm just saying, Vince does this shit knowing that you're some way you're gonna fucking like it. If you're watching it.
If you're watching it. I didn't watch it, so I can't comment. I only heard what Jim Cornette said about it, and he didn't like it, so.
Yeah, Cornette fucking hated it anyway.
Right.
So, all right, let's move on, man. Let's move on. I think we harped on this shit a little too long, actually. But
I think that segment dragged out there, Tony.
Yeah, should have drug it out like this is how you should have did FTR. Should have drugged that shit out.
Exactly.
Randy Orton's 20-year anniversary was this week.
Right.
Yesterday, to be precise. Yesterday. 20 years in the game.
Yeah.
I'm that makes me feel old because I remember when he debuted.
I remember it too. On SmackDown. Hardcore Holly.
Yep.
Back when the company was still called WWF, by the way.
Yep, it was. Yep. And Hardcore Holly laid his shit in on that debut. But to see how far he's come, like all the troubles that he's gone through in his career and overcame them, he's looked at sort of a locker room leader at this point. He's still doing this thing with RK Bro, Matt Riddle, and I think he's prepping Matt Riddle to take the torch from him. I think he is. I think by the time this shit is over, Riddle's going to be a fucking master star.
Nah.
You don't think so?
Nah, Matt Riddle came and cut a decent promo, bro.
He's getting better. I know you haven't watched the product.
No, I saw the shit on Monday. I saw the celebration he had with Cody Rhodes and all that. His promo skills sucked. He has a fucking lisp and all this other shit going on. All right?
So does Cody.
And he's probably faded while he's out there. So, I mean, the bottom line of it is that I don't find him entertaining. I thought his shit was whack.
I like Riddle. I actually like Riddle. It took me a minute. It took me a minute to grasp what the fuck he was putting down, but I like Riddle, and I think personally, he will be a star coming out of this shit, and I think he's with the perfect person to teach him all. Because Randy Orton throughout his career has done a very underrated thing, right? And that's invest in emotion into whatever the fuck he's doing.
Oh yeah. You look at Randy Orton. I called him when he was the Viper bald head. When he was bald headed. Yeah, he was on some of the best facials in the business.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you believed what this guy was
everything.
Doing. You know what I'm saying? This guy was on his shit. Yeah, he was on his shit. So I mean, Randy's. I've always liked Randy in the ring. I always thought Randy was smooth. Everything Randy Orton did in the ring he just looked good. It was always smooth.
Yeah.
And Randy will tell you back in the day. I mean, he's calmed down a lot now. He's matured a lot. But he'll tell you back in the day he was a complete asshole.
Yeah, he was
straight asshole. Didn't have the time of day for the fans. His fans didn't give a shit about him. So a completely different Randy Orton now than there was back then. You can tell he's out there having fun now.
Yeah,
you know, the fact that he takes a lot of pride in the fact that he has been there for 20 years.
Yeah,
he's probably one of the only guys from the Ruthless Aggression era that are still actively at a top spot competing in WWE. So that's something right there. It's too bad that they never can show his world title win because of who he beat for the championship. That's
oh my
too
god,
bad.
that shit I marked out so because I watched that pay-per-view. I marked out so fucking hard.
Yeah, I marked out big for the night after that pay-per-view, SummerSlam.
Oh yeah.
Evolution fucking Triple H gave the thumbs down. Yeah, and fucking they turned on Orton, and
they beat the shit out of him.
It was a failed experiment because people didn't get behind Orton like they wanted.
Nope.
But yeah, Randy's had a hell of a career. He just redefined the diamond cutter and made it his own.
Made it his own. One of the first people to make his finishing move go viral. Because everybody started doing the RKO out of nowhere, and you started seeing that shit on places like Facebook and YouTube.
You're gonna say Evan Bourne.
Yeah. The fact that he could do it, really Evan Bourne did that, but we'll give him that RKO.
Oh yeah.
The one I think of the most is the one with Seth Rollins when Seth tried to curb stomp him and he popped up and caught him in the RKO. That one, Carlito when he caught Carlito, Rey Mysterio. Of course, the one with his first title win because that shit was literally out of nowhere. I can't say his name. Well, I can. It's fucking. I'm
Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, Chris Benoit. He caught Chris Benoit in that shit, and yeah, man, he's had a hell of a career. The way he's defined some of his signature moves, the DDT, off the rope. He used to do a hangman backbreaker. I don't know if he still does that shit, but I used to love that shit.
Yeah, I think he pulls that out every once in a while.
Yeah, I used to love that because it was. I forget whose finishing move it was, but somebody did that shit, and then I never seen it again until Randy Orton did it.
You know, I was like, I think they're getting. You know what's coming down to honestly is I think people are waiting for the day that Orton turns on Riddle.
I think so.
I think that's what they're waiting for. And if I were them, I would swerve the people. I would have Riddle turn on Orton. That's what I would do.
That should happen.
Because okay, so what are you gonna do at this point? You're gonna go back to it's gonna be the same old Randy Orton, and nothing evolves. You get when you do that, you say one dimensional at this point. You're doing the same shtick. Okay, now Randy's a heel again. He's but Riddle turning. And that hurting Randy Orton, like Randy showing emotion, like, wait a minute, I said you were my friend. And you fucking dirty, you stab me in the back, you do me dirty. Yep. That could happen at Backlash. That could happen at WrestleMania Backlash, the unification match for the tag titles. They could lose the tag belts, and Randy could be, whatever, and Riddle could be frustrated, like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And they could do some business with that.
Kick it off right there.
But they've gotten so much mileage out of RK Bro because people like him, and I think it's hard at this point for people honestly to boo Randy Orton. I don't think people want to boo him anymore.
No, I don't think so. I think he's become the opposite of John Cena, where people want to boo him, but like he's a face, but people want to cheer Randy, and if he goes heel, they'll want to boo. But I think he'll find a way to make that shit work anyway. Yeah. He's been that good where he could just make the shit work. Whatever he's doing.
And being a baby face, you get your merchandise, and I'm pretty sure they got some hot merchandise for Orton, and Orton is loving that merchandise check.
Yep.
That's another reason why people don't realize when Stone Cold Steve Austin turned heel. Another reason why he knew it was a bad idea is because he was used to getting that big ass monster check for his merch, and people stopped buying his shit. So he was like, "Wait a minute, this shit, fuck that."
Hey, I need to be a tweener.
the guy made $10 million one time in just merchandise.
Yeah, like I need to be a tweener, bro. Like,
no, I need to just go back to being the old Stone Cold and pretty much try to salvage this shit. This right here was a bad fucking idea.
Well, it was a combination of things with Stone Cold.
Right.
It was the fact that when he did turn heel, they formed a 2-man power trip, and then Triple H got hurt. But the 2-man power trip would have absolutely worked.
But that was not the original plan. The original plan was for Austin to go heel and Triple H to turn face. But Triple H didn't want to turn face because you see The Rock was going off to do Scorpion King.
Yeah.
So they wanted Triple H to be in that role to take Rock's place and be the babyface. But Triple H didn't want to do it. He wanted to stay heel because he knew, like, okay, you're going up against Austin here. Yeah, so he wanted to be a part of that, and that's where you got Hardy's. We got an awful 2001. It was just horrible shit. It was bad. Like, I look back at 01, it's like, that's horrible fucking shit.
Hey, the 2-man power trip though.
We'll talk about it one day. We'll talk about that. We'll make that a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, we might have to review
let me
that.
And let me say this to people. Yeah, you guys need to really join the Patreon. We had so much fun the other night with the Patreon. Man. You guys missed out. We had gift cards up the ass that we were going to give out.
I had them on deck.
Had them on deck. So we're telling you right now, next time we do something here, it'd be kind of cool if people actually come in the room and let's have some fun and crank this shit out. No gimmick side, because you could win something here.
You can win some shit. I keep trying to tell people.
Well, you can win. Jump on the bandwagon.
You can win. You can win some prizes while having fun. It's just that simple.
It was easy.
Yeah. It was easy.
But other than that, Randy Orton's had a successful 20-year career. Probably at one of the top of his game right now. I would dare say guys should at one point get another chance at the WWE Championship. Whenever I think him and Roman in a feud would be good television, especially now Roman being the heel. I think that'd be some good stuff. Digging the work of the Usos at the moment. Cody versus Seth is another feud that I mean it's obvious to me they're gonna turn Seth Rollins' face.
Cody's gonna go heel.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I think that they're gonna turn Seth's face and he's gonna feud with Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that could be.
I think that's where they're gonna go with that. Cody, you can't rush to turn Cody heel yet. Let it go. Cody's still babyface is still getting the pop right now. There's no reason to turn Cody yet because you don't have a plan for Cody.
I get that.
But now, I will say, Edge's group with Damian Priest now, they're called Judgment Day. That's what they're called. And I will dare say that they're targeting AJ Styles and targeting Finn Balor. We might see them reform a version of the club very shortly.
I like it. Now, before we jump off this Randy Orton segment, question. Do you think Randy Orton will tie or break the championship title reign record?
Yes, I do.
You think he will?
Yes. Yeah. If anybody deserves to do it, it's Randy.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Randy's consistently been there. Randy's a WWE lifer.
Yep.
I mean, he even said it when Roman Reigns is in Hollywood. I'm going to
be right here. Yep. I'm going to be right here.
So he's a WWE lifer. That's if something doesn't happen and we see him go to the other side. You never know. Stranger things happen.
You never know. Yep.
Nobody ever thought that Hogan would go to WCW. He did.
You never know.
You never know in this business.
You never know. One thing's that's for certain is nothing's for certain.
The only thing that's for sure about Sting is nothing's for sure.
Oh, man. All right, man. Last topic of the night. The Batman sequel.
Right.
We heard through Variety that there's indeed going to be a Batman sequel.
Right.
And the director is returning, so is Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Matt Reeves is coming back as the director. Robert Pattinson is coming back as the Batman. Don't know anything else about it, just other than Matt Reeves is going to write the sequel. And no timetable on when it's going to be done, developed, nothing.
Nope. But here's my thing. We need to protect Matt Reeves at all costs because this movie has serious potential to be fucking phenomenal if they follow the original storyline.
Well, if they don't have their crummy fingers on it, I'm talking about Warner Brothers. Which
true.
Which I don't think that's going to happen on this side. You got new people in here now, Warner Brothers Discovery, that have come in now. So as long as they keep their grubby little hands off of it, there wouldn't be any problem. Now, I actually saw the Batman, the other day, and I saw the Snyder Cut. But guess what? My review and thoughts of that one's probably going to have to be a Patreon exclusive because I got some shit to say.
About Snyder Cut?
Yeah, and we just don't have enough time to do it tonight.
Yeah. You know what that means? Tune in to Patreon.
Right. I got some shit to say about that.
I'm glad you watched it. I'm glad you watched it.
I watched 4 hours of that shit. Sure did.
I'm glad you watched it.
I'm planning on watching the Spider-Man movie very shortly, No Way Home. So I got some stuff to say. So y'all got to jump on the Patreon. It's going to be a Patreon exclusive. I'm going to give you my exact 100% thoughts about these movies, and where it goes.
I want to talk. I want to talk it with you because I watched them all. So
yeah.
I want to know what your thoughts is. I want you to watch Spider-Man: No Way Home, and I want to know on Patreon which movie you think is the best movie.
I definitely will say. I will definitely tell you that.
Because right now I have my pick, but I'm gonna save that for the Patreon. Now, if this happens after May 6th, which I don't think it will, that means next Friday. If it happens after next Friday, I may have another movie that I may have to talk about. And that's Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I may need to talk about that.
I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Yeah, you're not a Marvel guy. You're a DC guy.
That's right.
I know this.
That's right. So I can't tell you anything about that.
What is it about DC? Is it because it's dark that you like about it?
No, well, what it comes down to is it just goes back to when I was a kid, what I was into. I was always into the Batman. I used to watch. I watched the when I was a kid, I watched the Adam West '60s Batman show, and then I was watching. The first movie I ever saw in a movie theater was the '89 Batman with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson.
So it's like childhood shit.
Exactly, yeah. So I've always been a Batman fan. I used to watch Spider-Man, the animated show on Fox back in the Fox Kids Club. But it's just when it comes to Marvel, I just think a lot of the Marvel shit is it's corny. It's just people
That's
say
so weird.
People say people will say, oh, well, Batman is a superhero. Well, why is he a superhero? He has his own powers. Batman has the ultimate power. You know what Batman's ultimate power is? The motherfucker has money. That's the ultimate power.
We could debunk a lot of this shit.
That's the ultimate power that Batman has.
No.
Where are you gonna get? What do you need to survive on in real life? Money.
Yeah, true.
Money.
This is true.
Ain't no motherfuckers that got no superpowers.
The fact that Batman has to prep for a lot of shit kind of disqualifies him as one of the greatest. Because, listen, man, if you need prep time to beat this motherfucker, man, we all dying while you preparing for this shit. That's just my thoughts. Like, Gotham is in fucking ruins and you up in here in the Batcave prepping, writing down fucking blueprints and plans. Get your black ass out here and help us. The fuck? We dying.
Hey.
Get your black white ass out here. Shit.
Hey, like I said, man, I'm a Bat fan, and people talk shit about Ben Affleck as Batman. I thought he did a good job. I thought he did a good job as Bruce Wayne Batman.
A good job where?
In the Snyder Cut. I mean, I saw the original Justice League.
Yes.
I saw the original Justice League. I thought he did good in I don't see where the criticism comes from. The worst Batman I ever saw was fucking George Clooney. He was the worst one.
I'll give you that. You
Period.
got that one. You got that one.
He was the worst Batman ever. The motherfucker was in the costume, and like I don't know what it was about Batman and Robin, but every time he would say something, he would do this bullshit, just like shaking, like, "Oh yeah, Commissioner Gordon," like, "Oh yeah, hey Gordon, we're right here." Yeah. Did you ever do that? Like you know what I'm talking about? Like he be doing a scene.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "We're gonna go up there right now and go get Mr. Freeze." You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's wrong with him. I think Alfred has McGregor syndrome or something.
Nah,
hey,
he was
where's
playing
Robin?
Punch Out. He was playing Punch Out.
Whatever. Yeah, Poison Ivy's using you. Like, fuck out of here, man.
Is she? Yeah, I'll give you that.
Right.
I'll give you that. Best Batman ever.
But it was cool to see Homeboy. That was in Titans.
Pattinson?
No, not Pattinson.
Yeah, you're right.
Homeboy that was in Titans.
Right.
He was he played in Titans. He was supposed to he was supposed to be part of the team. Wanted to be a Robin. It was kind of cool that he actually had a cameo in the movie. In the new Batman.
That was dope. That was dope. That's another good show.
Yeah, so we're gonna so people Patreon, baby. That's where it's at. We're gonna talk about this shit.
To the pay window.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this. We can't do it tonight because we ain't already talked enough about sports entertainment and that rotten AEW.
You're right. But yeah, man, I'm kind of excited for the sequel. I am more excited for this Doctor Strange. But yeah,
I can't get with it.
Dog, there's so much comic book shit we can talk. There's so much.
But see, I'm not into all that though. See, I'm into like look. Let me put it like this, man. I'm into the Batman, but you don't even hear me up here talking about, oh shit, man, the Green Lantern. Oh yeah, Superman. Oh, Wonder Woman. No, I'm into the Batman,
and that's fine. I'm just saying, respectfully, Batman ain't the greatest superhero. Respectfully. Mind you, I said respectfully.
Hey, it is what it is. Motherfucker sells toys.
He does. But so does Spider-Man.
Yeah, I don't think it sells as much as Batman.
Bullshit. Name any male between the ages of 4 and fucking 7 that don't have a Spider-Man.
I mean,
it's way more than motherfuckers with Spider-Mans than Batman. I don't know what the fuck it is about Spider-Man, but motherfuckers can't even talk and be like, Spider-Man. That's what the fuck they be saying. I want Spider-Man. They don't want the Batman. They want the Spider-Man.
I guess your spider sense is tingling, huh?
No, I'm just saying. Name a kid between the ages of 4 and 7 that ain't got a fucking Spider-Man something.
I don't know any kids.
Toys,
I don't know any kids around 4 to 7. Okay, so I wouldn't know that. All I know is that my dogs hate Spider-Man.
They're dogs. They don't even have souls.
They hate anything Marvel.
That's because their parents are showing them bullshit.
Especially Bane. Especially Bane.
Of course, you named him Bane because you like Batman.
Well,
it's a Batman household.
Kylo.
That's exactly how people grow up with bad traits because of their fucking parents showing them bullshit. That's exactly why.
I see. But you're up here talking to me about somebody named Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because
he's probably
enjoy comics.
He's probably some fucking pedophile.
No, he's not, actually. If you knew the story, you would be like, that motherfucker's awesome.
Please. I will stick to my Batman, not a superhero shit. I'll stick to believing in the Empire and not those pedophile Jedis.
Oh my goodness. Y'all missed it on Patreon. That's a Patreon insider. But the Sith. Fuck them.
That's right. go ahead and wrap this.
Anyway, how the fuck is Vader getting anything as a Sith? Most of the shit he got was as a Jedi. He got nothing as a Sith.
Yes, he did.
Nothing.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. He
yes,
didn't
he did.
Shit.
He got that great suit that he wears.
Nothing.
He got an army of Inquisitors.
Dick ain't been out of it. Dick ain't went out of it one time.
He got an army of Inquisitors.
Crispy motherfucker in that suit, and he got nothing.
Sir.
Nothing.
Sir.
All of his best action was as a Jedi.
Sir.
All of it.
Sir, you're showing yourself at this point, all right?
I'm not. I'm just saying.
This is a debate.
I'm just saying.
We had this debate the other day. I clearly won, and now you're upset.
I'm not upset. I'm just asking a question.
What's your question, sir? Before we wrap this up, what's your question? What did Vader get? I'll tell you what Vader got. Vader became the Sith overlord. Is what he became. He had all the power. What did the Jedi get? They went into exile. Didn't Yoda exile himself because he failed? Didn't Obi-Wan exile himself on Tatooine?
Guess what? Guess what?
Because he's a loser.
Guess what? None of them has had to force jack themselves. None of them. Only Vader. Because his crispy ass couldn't get out the costume.
Yeah, you know why he was crispy? Because that coward Obi-Wan cut his fucking legs off and left him there to die like a coward because he was banging Padme.
Hey man, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Whatever.
That's just it. All right, let's wrap this shit up. You got anything else?
Wrap it up, put a bow on a motherfucker.
Yep, that's it. Nah, man, for real though. No, what?
I got nothing else except people join the Patreon. Get on here and rap back with us.
Yep.
Some stuff that we talk about, it ain't gonna be on here. It's gonna be on Patreon exclusive because I can't tell you every damn thing. I can't tell it all right here, baby. You know what I'm saying? So you get on the Patreon. Mr. Mac over here will tell you what the Patreon is. You get on there and you get on there with your boy. You highlight us, whatever, and we go to the pay window. There it is right there. www.patreon.com/thatfeelingpodcast. All right. That's all you got to do. Get on there and subscribe to it. Whatever, go on there. And you get all this enormous catalog of shows that we have in the That Feeling Podcast Network. Not just no gimmicks. You got other shows up there, Smoke Pit. You got all these different shows, every different brands out there you can check out right there. But also, like I said before, you can interact with your boy right here, the fabulous one, Frankie D. And, talk to Mr. Strange over here. All of us will be on there. You dig what I'm saying? And also, help control the pet population of your pets, spayed or neutered.
I'm not even mad at this shit no more. It is what it is. I like
That's my thing. That's my thing.
I like it.
Yeah, that's my thing. Because you know why? Because there's too many animals out there that are fucking just basically people, let's have a puppy. And they want to get rid of the motherfucker after they got him.
Yeah.
So to prevent these things from happening, to prevent animals from going to the kill shelters and shit, spay your fucking damn animals so they're not out there fucking every damn thing, procreating, and this world would be a little bit of a better place. Until the Sith invade.
Oh my fucking God, bro. Oh man, this is no gimmicks, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight here on the DFPN. Come back next week. We'll be after Dynamite again. So come back. Till then, y'all be safe. Peace.
Peace.